from Riverview, which is really just like East Tampa. Lights, camera, action.
Everyone. Welcome to TAT, or Take Action Training. I am Julie.
And I am Jess. And together we are socially inclined.
That's right. So if you haven't heard that before, you're in for a treat today. Actually, no. If you're new here, we do these Take Action trainings so that you can learn a little something and then do a little something and get a win for the week. Most of these are one-time learning, and you can use over and over and over in your business, or a one-time setup, and once it's like set it and forget it. So we love these Take Action trainings. And today's
so much.
Exactly. Today's is Facebook Live, specifically Facebook Live, but live video in general.
Yeah.
So I got to thinking, I commented in the group about, going live today. This is live. This is a form of live. So we're going to back it back out a little bit and just talk about in general why live is good. And the algorithms love it and things like that. So we're excited to bring this one to you today. You know that normally we wait for questions until the end, but I have a question for you if you'll weigh in the chat. Who uses live already on a somewhat frequent basis?
Yes. And while you're answering that, I just want to back a little further up and say I was checking this out when we were uploading the Take Action training. There's actually 26 of these Take Action trainings, not counting today, and we're going to have 50 by the end of the year. So as Julie said, if this is your first day hearing I'm Julie and I'm Jess and we're socially inclined in the most awkward way possible, then you need to make sure that you've got the replays. So go check out sociallyinclined.com/take action. And that's where you can go learn all of the things that we've covered so far. We have gone from engagement and post writing, Instagram, an entire Facebook funnel, an entire freebie funnel. And it's an amazing learning opportunity at a really ridiculously good value. And you get to hang out with us for 26 hours.
Show
50 hours in total.
Yep. I dropped the resource while you were talking.
That's my job.
I know. We're switching.
It's going to be like Walmart and self-checkout. Pretty soon she's not going to need me anymore.
That is not the case. No. Never anyone fair. I also just dropped the Take Action link for anybody that's new here that doesn't have the replays. We've said it for the last, 6 or 7 that we're going to change the model on this. Instead of being $2 a piece, they're going to be some type of membership model where, you pay more basically because we were delivering so much value in these. It's crazy. Every week, just in case you don't know, we actually have not been ahead and we prepare these the week before. So there's a lot of preparation that goes into this, and we really...
You cut out, Julie.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah, no, you're back now. You really
fill in the blank for me.
No, we really do enjoy making these. And, I'm actually on team don't get too far ahead, because we like to be so reactive to, that's how the entire 7-week series on freebies happened, because we were sitting down in the middle of March and people were saying, I need help with a freebie. I need to know how to install a freebie. What the heck is a sales page? How do I throw one up? And that is how we landed on the freebie topic. We're on Facebook Live now. Facebook Live has been on our running list for a while now. It kind of started back in February when people were talking about live video, and it just seemed like a good time to get to it.
Exactly. And in preparation for this, we realized that it's probably going to need to be 2 parts. So stay tuned for next week.
But this week's going to be great. So we're so glad you're here.
For sure. So obviously, we had some people weigh in that they're already using Facebook Live, and I would classify, obviously going live is the art of getting up and being live on camera. A precursor to that would be video. If you are just doing videos, you are working yourself up to live. So I'm excited, to see you take that plunge. It is scary. It is very scary to start, but you just have to jump in. So
I'm actually less terrified of singing on a stage in a packed auditorium than I am of hitting that go live button. But let me say I was, but I've overcome a lot of that because Julie's really made me get out of my shell in the last 6 months, as a lot of you know. But sorry, I feel like I interrupted you.
No, not at all. So I want to start this off by saying there is probably not one person that didn't have that the first time they did it. So if you haven't went live yet, you're going to feel that. There's no way around it. There's no preparation, except for I have a little trick. I'll save it for the end. That way you can't bail out on us, but it's a practice trick that will help you. So anyway, all right, I guess we're going to dive right in. Obviously, most people's problem is one being fear, but then fear around, getting in there and freezing, not knowing what to say, how to carry off, this conversation that you're having basically with yourself and some comments. So we're going to get to how to make that work. Deanne just joined.
And it can feel really awkward, which is why you'll see she's already dropped the resource. So you can open up that resource and on down, I've just kind of put like a little template. When you have nothing else to say, you can use that. But before you really get to that, I want to ask a question that I'm sure a lot of you kind of want to know, especially if you're trying to get out of live video, if you're trying to minimize its importance, and just kind of say, well, I can't get to that. So it's not really that important, is it? So I want to come out and be the devil's advocate and be like, Julie, do I really have to do live video? And I want so there you go. I just set you up for the best explanation possible.
Exactly. There are so many reasons why live. Number one, we've just heard, I know we're talking a little bit more about Facebook Live today, but live and video in general, like Reels on Instagram, are playing a bigger and bigger and bigger part of social media today. Instagram just released, like in the last couple of weeks, that they are putting so much more effort into video. So yes, the algorithm loves it. You're going to be rewarded by it. And Jessica's probably waiting on this. People do business with people. So you want to get out and shine. That is how people get to know you. So know, like, and trust is such a big part of social media. Live is the best way to showcase your personality. And you can take questions. There's so many different things that we're going to get into as to how to pull it off. So
exactly. And when she said personality, that is 100% true. So especially for me, and I know I need to be better about this. So for all of you on here, I want to make a promise to you that I'm going to get live in the group more, and I'm going to get live on Instagram more. It's hard. All of you know I'm a mompreneur, just moved a few weeks ago, and like it has just been crazy how things have been around here. But we're going to get live more once we make these changes to YSP and we kind of get things a little more streamlined. It just helps so much. And you can kind of even see the impact in our business and our growth when we were going live more back towards the beginning of the year versus when other things started coming and becoming important. If we can see it on the scale of our business, you'll be able to see it tenfold on the scale of your business. So we're here to say you've got to get live no matter how uncomfortable it is. And that personality shows through so much more. If you think about the difference between just seeing a picture of yourself, like a selfie, while that's great and all, and then the text that you would say, it's just so easy to like to misread like your tone and things like that. And when you have a live video, it's so much easier to get to know you.
Exactly. And it, in all reality, is much, much faster than typing your post, having an image. So if you can get your mind wrapped around it, you're going to save time by doing it. I know that sounds counterproductive, because in business, we all have 9 million things to do during the day, but this is one that you need to try to put on your priority list, schedule it, whatever has to happen. I promise you, if you'll start going live, showing up, you will see the rewards. So
Exactly.
quickly in this resource, we're just going to just read these out to you so that we don't miss any, but we've covered a lot, but I just want to make sure that we kind of cover this part. So we talked about know, like, and trust. Obviously, you're building a stronger relationship with your followers. Okay. That is the point. Okay. People buy from people. People want to get to know you. There's no shortage of competition out there. I don't care what niche you're in. So you've got to do something to stand out.
Exactly. And just like hashtags were one of the best ways to get found, that is slowly changing, or quickly, depending on who you talk to.
Right.
If you want to reach more people organically, because, let's face it, Facebook ads, the budget isn't there for a lot of us and you, especially if you're just starting. Facebook Live can really be, and just live video in general. I feel like we should have just made this about live video.
Right, I know.
Live video in general, if you have that description where it needs to be, is going to attract your people to you.
Definitely. So somebody's giving us hearts. We love the hearts. This is a new feature of our webinar software. All right, so you can go live from your Facebook profile, obviously, from your page. And again, we're talking about Facebook Live in this instance, and within your group. Obviously, if it is within your group, you're not able, that's private in most cases. So the other two are to pull people into your group. We've had a past TAT on that, on how to utilize that to build know, like, and trust, get your funnel going. So we'll hit on that in a minute. But there's also, even though this is titled Facebook Live, there's also Reels, IGTV, YouTube. There's so many ways to use live, and all of them serve a purpose. So if you can we just want you to get comfortable with it. So, and I've got a tip. Jessica, don't let me forget to share it at the end of how to get comfortable with it.
Okay, I won't. So that fourth one there is exactly why I need to be better. Julie does too. We need to be better about being live. Yeah, that's what we're here for, or that's what we're here for each other for. We need to be better about being live in the group, because we add 20 to 50 members a week in there, and it's hard to keep up with everybody. But the people who show up to these live trainings where we get to talk back and forth with you guys, it makes such a difference in the relationship there. And I know we get to help and serve you guys a lot more because you show up live with us. And you're doing that in such a natural way when you show up live for the members of your group, or the members or people who watch on your profile as well. They get value that way too.
Exactly. They get to interact with you. They get to ask questions, even though it's commenting. Now, there's a way that you can even invite them on, and there's so many features of live. It's really, really amazing. So, all right.
You just covered that next one.
I did.
Good job.
Right on into it.
Julie's going to be on time today.
It's right. I am. I have to. I have another appointment. So, let's see. What's the next? Build powerful links by leading people to your website. That's such a big deal. We talked about Facebook, or we talked about funnels, how to get people, social media. You don't own the platform, whatever you're on, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. It could go away today, tomorrow, anytime. So bringing people off of Facebook or any social platform to your website that you do own real estate in, to your email list that you can still further contact. That is a goal of going live. There's lots of different tactics that you can use to do that. That's probably, we might can cover that in part 2. I could even see a part 3, but we'll try to keep it to 2.
Yeah. All right. And these last 2, I'm just going to hit them together. So yes, expand your community faster. That goes back kind of to the first point. When you put that video out there, it goes into the video platform for Facebook. And if you can get any kind of engagement, it's going to get more engagement because it was a live video. And similarly, because it's a live video and you know your stuff and you're staying in your lane and you're rocking it, you're going to increase your credibility and build authority and establish yourself as a resource in your niche, which is, the most important precursor to people know, liking, and trusting you.
Exactly. People have found the thumbs up too.
All right.
So we've talked about the why. Okay. So we all know why now. Okay. And if you're not sold on the why, the algorithm will favor you. That's all I need to say. All right. So the how. All right. So some people haven't started, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Okay. So to do that, the easiest way to do that is pick one simple point to talk about that pick your most knowledgeable topic to begin with. Okay. Something that you feel super comfortable. So that's tip number 1 on how to. And because we're at a natural place for me, instead of waiting until the end, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a way to practice for this. Obviously, you can pull out your camera and you can, do a video. But so I found out a long time ago what I have done is Facebook groups are free. So you can create a Facebook group that you have to put one person in it. So we have a Facebook group that it's just me and Jessica inside. And if I need to cover a topic or whatever, like literally the first time before I went live, I went in there and I did the steps because you don't know exactly mechanically what you're doing until you do it the first time. So create yourself a little group, put your business bestie, your mom, I don't care, someone that's not going to not going to watch it or not going to care, give you, good feedback, and do that and practice a few times, and you'll get more comfortable with seeing yourself, because there is something to, you're seeing yourself, you're seeing the comments, there's a little bit going on to begin with. So that's my tip, to be able to, practice before you actually do it. And most people don't even teach that, but I like a little practice. I like to, I can jump in blind with any of them, but, if I can practice, I would like to. So. Yeah,
just don't get analysis paralysis, because almost always the first take is the better take. So if you go through and you're like, oh, that wasn't 100% perfect, this next part that we're talking about, that's the benefit of Facebook Live. The less perfect you can be and the more real you can be, the more you're going to be able to connect. So we've got some actual business content, Facebook or live video content ideas coming up later in this resource. But this is kind of just a roadmap for no matter what niche you're in, whether you decide it's going to be a business-related live video or if it's just going to be one of those live videos where you connect. This little template / roadmap can be your go-to, and you can even get out and jot this onto an index card, and it can be any thought, question, or problem, like how to survive being a mom and a business owner on 4 hours of sleep. That would probably that's like the thing that's at the top of my head lately. So.
Exactly. But there are so many, we always talk about content and batching. And again, we're going to do that a little bit later, so I don't want you to get hung up on, but you could sit down and brainstorm for 10 minutes and have a year's worth of content. Okay. So, all right. So this little ditty right here that we've got for you. So I'm just going to call them out so that they're recorded on video. But so you're going to basically think about, what can I talk about today? A thought, a question, a problem. Okay. What can I cover? You want to have a main central idea to begin with, if this is your first one or 37th one, whatever. So obviously you want to, same as a regular post, you want to have a call to action or a question in these, because you're trying to get engagement. You are trying to get people to talk back to you. So you want to kind of think about something that's thought provoking. If it, if it's question related, so, or problem related, you want to hook them in with that. All right. So obviously the question is to get them to weigh in, ask their thoughts. All right. You want to give your personal example or thoughts on the problem. So ask the question, give your thoughts, ask for other perspectives. We're not all omnipotent, whatever. we're not all knowing. So I want to know, no matter what your niche is, there are other realities. There are other things that we don't all know. So
yeah. And can I take the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So you've got to offer your solution or your summary, because people don't really jive with a whole bunch of negativity. So especially if you went a problem route, you definitely want to shine a little bit of positive or hope. So like, in mine, my problem right now would be like lack of sleep, trying to adjust and all of that. My solution would be, going back to my time management and like hyper organization and focusing only on the most important tasks until the storm kind of passes. But you want to offer something inspiring and kind of valuable in this solution or summary. And then do you want to do call to action? I don't want to take too much from you.
No, I was just going to say that is, we always talk about reframing and bringing it back, back together. So you are, hooking them in with the problem and then you're solving it. That is the essence of social sales. You are solving a problem for them. So backing it up a little bit about content ideas, if you took any phase of your business, that you have something to sell, then you are solving their problem. You are establishing yourself. So, and then the last one is the call to action, the desired ending. So reverse engineering, again, just what I just said. What do you have to sell or offer? If it's a free consult, if it's a free guide, if it is a paid offer, whatever it is, all of these don't have to end with something paid or free or whatever. It can be join our Facebook group, but there always needs to be some way to continue the relationship with you in these, in my opinion, like how to find out more. If you value this, do this, this, and this.
Yeah. How to get through short nights and really long days when you can't stand to work very much. Thank goodness for content shortcuts from Socially Inclined.
Exactly.
Find your niche. Get your bundle here.
Yep. So we do talk about batching all the time. We are going to do a call to action TAT. So this will help you to brainstorm some of these and have them in your back pocket for when you're ready for these. So, all right, Jessica, so you take the first one. So content ideas. These are my favorite.
Oh yeah, this one is so. This particular one, I'm glad she gave me this one, because this one is awesome. It doesn't matter what niche you're in. If you're a marketing guru, that's great. But if you sell crystals or child books, it doesn't matter what it is.
Crocheted items.
There is zero niche out there that doesn't incite or doesn't use some kind of tips or can't have some kind of benefits or best practices or anything that can provide value to someone that's watching. And even just, I would say you'd need at least 3 to keep the live video going long enough to give yourself a chance to show up on news feeds and give everyone else a chance to join and see you on their news feed so that you can get some of those coveted comments, maybe even a really coveted share. Then you want at least 3, maybe even 5. And that gives you this wonderful template, just like we gave you earlier, except for this template is built around your tips. And I saw Deanne said she she tends to get very verbose and maybe even a little wordy. I could see that it might get like a little long-winded, and you don't want to lose people, especially if they are kind of courting you as an idea of someone to purchase from, and they're not totally sold on the crystal thing or the child book thing. You want to be providing value, and you want to do it relatively articulately. Golly, I cannot talk. I apologize. That was some really wordy stuff myself. But you want to do it as articulately as possible, which is why it's kind of doesn't have to be super rehearsed, but you do want to have just a basic little outline so that when you find yourself going off on a tangent, you can just take a quick glance down and you're back in the realm of what these people showed up to or clicked on the video to watch.
Exactly. So, and again, there's a sweet spot, and there's some best practices. Obviously, you've got to like on this Take Action, we give people a few minutes to get on, everyone's not on it. So you give them a little time on your thing. And maybe this is a little bit more about what we do in part 2. So I'll save a little bit, but again, not rambling like I can tend to do. So I like to have an outline. I work better from an outline rather than full script, like what you're looking at here. So I like to free flow. All right. The next one is reviews. All right. So you can showcase what people have said about you, even point out different things in there. So a lot of our reviews will hit on a certain something that we have, like a certain product or a certain specific about our product. They ask questions in our reviews, which is super crazy, but it happens. So you can review your own product, let's say. So we do this all the time. So for your social plan, we talk about the benefits again. So outline your five top benefits, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hit them, put them in a little outline, and again, end with that call to action. So a product review, so this actually goes twofold. So I started out with other people's reviews because they're talking about it, but also you can do product reviews on other people's product as well.
For sure. All right. So, and then an AMA, these can be really fun if you're bold enough. I would not put this as your first 3 to 5 lives. I would get your feet wet, kind of know what you're doing before you didn't ask me anything, because you don't really know what comes up, and you'll have to kind of have a good sense of what you're going to respond to, and like it kind of depends on who shows up. But this can be really effective if maybe you have some of your core few who are asking you a question that will be relevant to what you want to talk about and what you want to put out there. Popularized by Reddit, you can find tens of thousands of millions probably at this point of live Ask Me Anythings and their responses. So it's a great way to get some information out there and to be able to really discuss with your audience, talk back and forth, which, that's what it's all about.
And I have a way. So one of the reasons you'd want to wait for the 3 to 5 is because when you're first starting, sometimes you don't have people jump on with you. So that kind of negates the Ask Me Anything if you don't have anyone to ask. But I have a workaround for that. Let's say that you can start it off with, I had 3 people in the group with 3 questions, and I wanted to go ahead and answer them here. It was an Ask Me Anything that we held in the group, and here are the answers. So you can pre-write your own question and answer so that you can practice a little bit. Again, lives shouldn't be overly practiced, but you do want to know what you're talking about. So
yeah, and there's nothing wrong. There's a difference between something that's entirely scripted and you're like literally reading from a Word document you typed out and you're scrolling through on your iPad while you're on video, versus having a little bit of structure and, a guide to kind of go through, and having just a little bit of staging it in that way. I think is a better kind of a good way to describe what Julie was just talking about. Like having a little bit of stage to it can also do wonders for keeping you articulate and on topic.
Right. And having good comments that you can play off of is a great thing when you build the audience, letting them know you're going to get online and, at a certain time to do it will help with that. So, all right. Interviews. I like this one because of the, like Facebook specifically, you can go on, you can actually invite someone else on. Our part 2 is going to talk a little bit more about the how-to. So there's programs, not just in Facebook, but there's programs that'll allow you, just like you see us side by side in this webinar. But think of this interview style. So there's, again, it can be question and answer on that interview. You can ask them about their products. You might be an affiliate marketer. You may be an expert calling in someone that is a previous client that has a glowing review. There's all different ways to get feedback from someone else and to help carry that live back and forth with a real person. So I like that one as well. So poor Jessica, she was like, hey, you want to go live in the group before we get here? I didn't get that message until 5 till. So you missed us together in the group. But that is a specific example.
Yes. And Shannon just had a quick question that I was just going to go ahead and answer. Okay. You would want to give a Facebook Live at least 5 minutes, preferably 10 or more if you have a good topic. But just keep in mind that if you're going to post that afterward, you don't want it to be excruciatingly long because people won't watch it. If people see that it's a 45-minute video, they are going to maybe watch a little bit, but unless it is super compelling stuff, they're going to bail as soon as they see that they've got 40 more minutes to go. So I think 10 minutes is probably the sweet spot there.
For sure, because I always say it's a microwave society and squirrel, and you better get them. You got to give them a minute to get there, but then hit them with the good stuff immediately to get them to stay. So
yes. So tours, behind the scenes, and how it's made. If you have any kind of,
I love those.
Oh, I thought you said I wanted that one. I was like,
oh, no.
You took interviews.
No, I know. No, I love those, though.
Yeah, so especially, our Mary Alice, our crochet girl, elderberry syrup. I would love to watch a live video about how elderberry syrup is made. That's just, that is such a great way to make the connection between your product and you as the face of your business. It's just wonderful. And it will do so much for bringing those people along the customer journey of, knowing you and knowing what you do and then going on to buy from you.
I want to add an example for that. So Mary Alice, I'm not sure if she's here or not, but anyway, she's our crochet lady. And,
one of them.
One of them, yeah. So some people find it counterintuitive, but I love to see, show me a stitch. I don't know if that's called a stitch with crochet. I used to crochet back when I was a teen, tween. But show me how to do something, and then show the end product. Most people love to see how it's made, and they would take it up as a hobby, but they would still buy your product because it's so cool. So, and they want to aspire, to be able to do that same thing. So again, we have all different niches, so that I just don't want people that are product makers, even us, like how to make social media graphics. We show that in Canva all the time, but that's what we sell. But that is one of our teaching points. So for you to be able to do it, and you get to know, like, and trust us during that process. So again, those come off well.
I would like to add one caveat, though, that if you are doing a behind the scenes or how it's made, it's okay if those are longer than 10 minutes. So Tony, we hadn't seen her in a while, but she was getting some really great traction with her hour-long lives where they would cook like cinnamon rolls or, mashed cauliflower or whatever it was that she was doing with her Pampered Chef business. And that is a great place to have a longer one, because at that point, the person can say, oh, okay, this is going to be full of downtime or prep time, and I can just slide it forward to where the action happens.
Exactly. And you as the presenter are filling in with so much, hopefully so much personality, when it's a longer one like that. And there are just some that are going to be longer, like our TATs. There's no way to condense that down to 10 minutes. So, all right.
Exactly.
So,
all right, bring it home.
That's right. Here we go. Look, see, last page. All right. So here are some tips for making your video look more professional. So there is no shortage of product that you can buy, from lighting, social lighting, the ring lights, the one that hooks onto your phone, whatever. Pay attention to what your video looks like. And if you can sit in front of a window, my window's over there, so I'm not in a great place, but pay attention to that so that you're giving the best presence. Make sure that you sound as well, that you're in a quiet area so that you're not going to be distracted by everything else that's going on.
Yes, you can find, there is an absolute monstrous amount of things you can buy and money you can spend. These are free tips. So my favorite way to not have a dingy, dark, grainy video is to sit facing a window. Now, there are some of the real professionals will say you need a window to your side and a counter light to your left, but I don't have time for that. So I find like right now there's a window right in front of me, and that's enough lighting for me and what I do on a day-to-day basis. So don't feel like you have to buy anything, assuming that you have a laptop or some kind of computer that already has a webcam built in. Obviously, you need a webcam and a microphone to go live and get your point across.
And there are filters on some. It does use a lot of bandwidth if you use filters while you're streaming. So I do know that. But there are ways, to light things up besides physical lights. And they don't even have to cost much. So if you want to get a ring light, I think I bought a clip-on ring light for my phone. It was like $5 at CVS, literally, or Walgreens. But yeah,
if that's the block though, like that keeps you from doing it, don't worry about it.
Right. Because
I'm one of those people. I'm sorry, Julie. I'm one of those people.
You're going to look great.
Oh, well, that's sweet. But I'm one of those people where it's like, oh, my ring light's downstairs. Guess I can't go live today. Like that's how I am. So I need it like simple, point, click, turn on, and then ready to go. Otherwise, I will find every objection in the book to not do it. So next point, I'm glad you found that funny, because I was like, wait, this might be a little too much drama here.
No, we need to show both sides of this, because so many people show how easy it is and whatever. And yes, once you get accustomed to it, it can be. But again, we talked about the fear, and we talked about, so I want everyone to be real and just get real with yourself and actually make a plan to do it. Don't let that inner, feeling of anxiety keep you from doing it. Don't make it.
That's where these TATs have helped so much. They've made me show up live, and I think it's that they've been really good for me in that way. So this next one, make an effort. You do not have to like get full blown pageant ready to go live. I'm not talking to you, Jim or Steve, or any of the other. I'm scrolling down. There's so many of you here, but there are a few guys on. But if the difference between you doing it and not doing it is a little foundation and brushing your hair, put on a little foundation and brush your hair. You can do it. It will be worth it, and worth all that extra engagement that you're going to get. But also just making that little bit of effort, giving you that little pep in your confidence. And then also it just kind of makes you look more like a professional. You don't want to be trying to portray yourself as, a professional marketing consultant or a professional finance consultant, and you're showing up to your live videos with, a messy bun and a face mask on. Now, maybe if you're a skincare influencer, boom, that's your niche. Right. But do make a little effort.
Right. And again, it's to build know, like, and trust. So you don't have to be beautiful, like fully made up. I just happen so that I never know what's going to happen during the day. I get up and I get ready in the morning. So I'm ready to go. So I have no excuse ever to go live. So if you're going to use that as an excuse, get up and put some makeup on in the morning so that you don't have that as an excuse. So, all right.
Comb your hair and brush your teeth if you're a guy.
For sure. Yeah.
All right. All they have to do, right?
Exactly. They got it easy.
Yeah.
All right. So another sticking point is background. I've been seeing lives that either you've got, like, I've literally seen ones where kids are like popping in the background and like messing with the mom on it. Yes, that's building know, like, and trust. But, obviously Quiet Place, we talked about that. But in this case, background. So we're talking about some type of uncluttered, undistracting. Jessica's looks great. You can hang up a shower curtain. I have one for when I'm here. It's not up though. It didn't stop me from going live today. So just think about what's in the background before you go live and just try to make it something, because you want to be the focus, not, the whatever's going on in the background.
Exactly. And obviously all of these need to be considered and weighed against what your message is and who your target client is. So if you're targeting college students and, they will relate with laundry all over the floor or books piled up, then go that route. But you have to, everything you do as a business owner, you have to keep in mind who's receiving your message and if that message is saying what you want it to say.
Right. If you're an organizer, a professional organizer, you don't want your background to be, crazy. That's not gonna compel that for you. So
exactly.
Last one. You want to do it?
Oh yeah, I thought we already kind of covered this.
Yeah, it was the noise, but really and truly, again, this kind of comes in with same with lighting. You can buy extra mics. Most phones now have amazing video quality and amazing audio quality. Most new computers do as well, but you can get an add-on. But you also want to think about background noise. If you live beside a train station, don't go live when the train's supposed to be coming through. Okay. Mm-hmm. You can't exactly help when your neighbor's mowing or weed eating right outside your window, but if you hear it going on, don't start yet.
Exactly. Or if your neighbor cranks their Harley right underneath your window.
Yep.
Just hit mute for a second.
Exactly. So we'll take a second. But part of that, last point is that it all makes it authentic. If that happens, don't lose your composure. It's fine. You just say, well, neighbor's cutting the grass.
There's life.
Exactly. So, those things happen in real life. Live is real life. So, all right. So get over it. Figure out how to make it happen. Get you a little index card. Think of your topic. Give you 3 points, 5 points of something to cover, and create a little group and practice. Again, I want to say that every time I do a video and I have to recut it, it's never as good the second time. So don't practice too much. It just can't. You forget what you've covered is the problem.
Exactly. So. All right. So was this helpful? Let us know in the chat. And what do we need to cover? We have an idea. I'm asking you this as an opportunity to weigh in. What should we add to next week's wrap up of our Facebook Live training to be sure that we cover the parts that are most important to you? Jate, I would say it's 100% what's most comfortable for you. Any thoughts on standing versus sitting? If you're a fitness guru, which you are, I wouldn't say a fitness guru, but you're definitely leading people along a healthier journey. And your message is about the importance of passive movement. Then sure, stand up. If you always stand up, there you go. If you always stand and you're comfortable doing that, then stand.
Right.
Exactly. There are no rules.
Right. The only caveat to be with that is if I mean, as long as you've got a selfie stick and you're wandering around, but there are pacers and that might be distracting. But if you're not pacing and the background constantly moving, do what you're comfortable with.
Exactly. So Nikki said she's going to get a white lab coat and a whiteboard. So the white lab coat might send a mixed message since you're a finance, but whatever gets you going. Deanne would love to go through some logistics. The new setup is wonky. You're right, especially with inviting others to join the live. That would be great. Also, CTAs and balancing selling with know, like, and trust. All right.
Exactly. And I was thinking about if anyone's interested in something like StreamYard, where you can just hitting the highlights of it, no in depth, but that versus maybe Be Live or something like that. If you're not going native, or if you're streaming to other places as well, because there are other places besides Facebook.
Debbie, can you screenshot that and just help us keep up with that for next week? I think
so anything else? Yeah, I mean, obviously, content. There's no shortage really. If you think about it, you go back and visit our content themes. It's going to follow, that same thought process and coming up with lives as it is for any other type of content. Anything that's going to make you shine and being able to explain a problem or a benefit or, something of your product or what you sell, obviously will be a great topic to launch from.
Awesome.
Savita, I'm going to send you a picture of me. I have a 65-inch whiteboard, smart board, and I've never used it because I can't get the lighting right. So I bought it to do lives. Jessica?
Yeah, I have. That one time, like 18 years ago when I came to your house, I saw it.
It might have been a shy less than 18, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, we need to get together, by the way. Super helpful. All right, I'm going to snip that. And you might end up in our debrief email.
That's right.
I always wait for like the all the good feedback.
Exactly, to have that show if you want to be. And always come back to the group and, give us an aha moment. We, everyone needs engagement. So the posts that we put out, come back. Give us an aha, whatever helped you in this one session.
Exactly. All right.
Thank y'all for joining us for this one. It has been great. Stay tuned for next week for live part 2.
Thank you, Nikisha. We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
Carrie sent you an email.
Yes. I will respond in just a bit. Thank you.
Have a great day, Shannon. Can we stop the recording?